Here are how many thoughts we have per day. Here is how many of them are negative. And here is how many of them are conscious. With the help of the tarot, I'm going to channel 3 recurring negative thoughts you have, give you new language to help override the negative stories, and help you have a more positive life experience. Let's get started. What is the first negative thought that we need to override? Queen of Swords. Okay, so the first negative thought that you're having is subconscious, and it is, if I'm honest, people will tell me I'm wrong. There's definitely a feeling of rejection that's happening with this subconscious belief. Some of you in your past have been honest or more honest about your emotions and your feelings and your understanding of a certain interaction. And someone has really retaliated against you for that. This person iced you out, stopped talking to you temporarily, or just completely left your life because you spoke up and you spoke your mind about this. And so it's leaving you feeling like you can't truly be honest with other people. This also is getting into like a little bit level of trust, right? Like you can't fully trust that people can handle your thoughts and your feelings, and so you feel like on some level that you need to suppress them so that you don't lose people. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're starting off strong here. We're starting off strong here with this thought, but a lot of these subconscious thoughts are deep. They're from these wounds, they're from these traumas, these things that we've learned early on in our life that we take with us. Our subconscious has decided that this was a profound enough experience for us that we need to hold on to it. We need to take it with us. And so our subconscious takes that and keeps it in our lizard brain, and we hold on to it and interact every day with these thoughts and with these feelings and with these reactions. And we don't even necessarily realize that we're not there anymore. Spirit, how can we override this? A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Okay, so Libra, the air sign. Libra, the air sign, about balance, about reciprocity, about justice, about fairness. You are no longer in the place that you were before, where you need to fear that someone is going to leave you for you being authentically yourself. You are in a better place now. You've done a lot of growth. You've done a lot of evolution, and the people who you have around you are much more sturdy and much more stable than the people that you had in the earlier part of your life. So you are in a position now where you can understand where the other person is coming from and also understand where you're coming from. This isn't about winning. If you are trying to go into a certain situation where you feel like you need to speak your mind and you're going and trying to win, that is not going to be a successful approach for you. Instead, what the cards are saying is that it's important to hear out the other person's side, and it doesn't mean that their experience is any more valid or any more important than yours. But also at the same time, you have your own experience and you have your own understanding of the situation, and that needs to be heard and understood and cared for and weighed by the other person. You have the opportunity to do that with the people that you are interacting with now. The outcome will be positive when you do this. You will see the balance. You will have support more than you realize. Your mantra is, I can trust others with my thoughts. I can trust others with my thoughts. Okay, next up, number 2, the Empress. This is, no one understands me. And in some ways you are different than everyone else, in the same way that everyone is different from everyone else, but you might feel extra different. You might feel extra exiled. You might feel like it's hard for other people to relate to you. That's because your standard and your expectation for social and emotional interactions is much higher than other people's. It doesn't mean that that's all other people are capable of. You just know the depth that you're capable of, and you're comparing it to like a snapshot in someone else's life. Spirit, how do we work past these feelings of feeling different, feeling misunderstood? A time for healing, balsamic moon. Look at this crescent moon in both of these pictures. How nice is that? Okay, so this is happening because there was a time in your life where you relied on other people emotionally, or you tried to rely on other people emotionally, and they didn't give you what you needed. This happened because you are so deep. You have such a better understanding of your emotions than most people do. Because you are so deep and you are so emotionally in tune with yourself, when you bring up things that you're trying to resolve, it brings up like unresolved stuff in other people. And so sometimes people, because they aren't ready to look at themselves in that like honest and vulnerable way, you challenge them in a way that is uncomfortable to them. And so they can't be there for you because they are worried about keeping a lid on their own subconscious. And it's sad. It really is. It's a lose-lose when people do that because you don't feel supported and this person is not being authentic and true to their subconscious self and is not loving themselves and healing themselves in a way that can help them and help you as well. This is how to rewrite your painful belief of I am not understood. Gosh, some of this is so hard because I am healing as I am talking to you guys about this. My own subconscious is like, don't hit this, don't hit this, don't do this. And so I'm kind of getting like, woo, all over the place. Okay, your mantra is, I understand and love myself first and foremost. I understand and love myself first and foremost. Guys, this is a very new format for me. Challenging format for me. If you found this information helpful, please click the like button so that I can continue to share these messages and help others heal as well. Next card is the 6 of Cups. You're in the right place, you are supported, and you are loved. Wow, I don't know why I felt compelled to say that, but okay. Some of you are experiencing nostalgia, or this is going to sound kind of contradictory, but nostalgia or a lack of nostalgia. So you are experiencing, reminiscing about good times that you've had in the past, but also feeling a little bit resentful that you didn't get to experience a lot of fun kid things that a lot of other people got to experience in their childhoods. So it's like this holding on to good experiences, but also kind of like wanting more. There's also just this like innocence. And so I think part of you fears, but is also really kind of obsessed with childlike innocence, childlike love and purity. When you see children loving in such an unapologetic way and in such a unfiltered way, on some level it's scary and on some level you're envious. It's both very powerful and very loving and like also very scary at the same time. Wow, okay. You guys. All right, so the painful story you're telling yourself is, it is not safe to experience unconditional love. This is deep fears of rejection, deep lack of trust, really painful experiences that you've had in the past that have taught you, some of you had really painful childhoods. You learned some harsh lessons in childhood. That people will leave, that people will reject you, that people will not love you, that people will ice you out. And so you can't give yourself freely and fully to people because of that. You're holding on to a lot of pain still. And that's because you are really hurt by these situations that happen in your childhood. And so your subconscious is saying like, you can't love like that. You can't trust other people like that because if you do, they're gonna leave you. And so on some level, you just long. You long for that unconditional love. You long to be free and love people in this sweet, innocent, unconditional way. Because to you, maybe you've never loved anyone like that before. Spirit, how can you help us rewrite this painful belief? Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. So I'm getting that some of you actually might need to focus on this in a little bit more detail than what I have in this video. Some of you may need to talk to a therapist about this particular experience or painful belief that you have. Journaling is also something that would be helpful. I never really liked to journal. I always got recommended that I should journal and like blah, blah, blah. But it also just helps sort out my feelings and it helps like kind of put them out in a linear way. It also helps me just evolve in my thought process, helps put an order to things. It's a really good idea for you to do that, to journal and to figure out practical step-by-step ways for you to move beyond this fear and insecurity. Also, Taurus is this sign of manifestation. And so Spirit also wants to remind you that you absolutely have the power. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. That's what this card is saying. So you absolutely have the strength, you have the tenacity, you have the capacity to love in this way, to love in this childlike way and re-experience or experience for the first time this level of love and acceptance. Your mantra is, My past does not determine my future. My past does not determine my future. Guys, that was a deep one. I hope that you enjoyed this type of video, and I hope to do more like this in the very near future. Oh my God, my hair is so annoying. Oh my God, this hair. Guys, I just got my hair done. If you like it, click the like button.